Yesterday, Epic Games hosted their State of Unreal event, where they revealed a bunch of new features coming to Unreal Engine 5. To start the event, Epic revealed a new Captain America and Black Panther game that is running on UE5. The graphics look like a movie, not a game. Part of the reason for that is nanite displacement, which was introduced in the last version of Unreal and has been dramatically improved. Displacement is when we use a height texture to add depth or height to an object. It can dramatically change an object or landscape, adding much needed geometry to what would be a flat area. In a tech demo from the game, they showed this road, which is using displacement. Here's the same road without nanite displacement and material blending. Obviously, it doesn't look as good. And it is low poly. Each color you see is one polygon. The developers then layered more materials with height displacement. Using nanite tessellation, Unreal is smart enough to dynamically create more polygons to bring back the detail. Here's the same view of the polys. It was transformed from a low poly mesh into a high poly one, with just the height textures. Getting poly counts like this was impossible without nanite and displacement. In UE 5.4, nanite displacement can now change dynamically, which wasn't working in UE 5.3. In this example, from the same demo, snow is slowly building up on the objects, changing their geometry. If you're an Unreal artist, I released a free landscape material that uses nanite displacement. You can check it out on the channel if you want to start using displacement in your environments right now. I will go into depth about the changes Unreal Engine 5.4 brings when it is released. Procedural content generation, or PCG for short, is getting a lot of new tools and improvements. PCG uses random generation and math operations to create complex environments with nodes. For example, here is a PCG I made that automatically generates an oasis. Without PCG, I would have to hand place a lot of these assets to create this environment, which could take a while. And because it is dynamic, I can grab the PCG and scale it up to watch it update in real time. With splines, I get further control where objects will be spawned in. Or I can cut a path through the oasis with it changing automatically. I also expose a parameter that allows me to lower or raise the amount of trees. And this is all being driven through the PCG graph. Epic is adding a bunch of new features to PCG, and to show off these new features, they released a biome generator that can instantly create large landscapes and populate it with realistic vegetation from biomes. This was used to generate the world in LEGO Fortnite. Large portions of this world were created using the procedural content graphs. I believe PCG and tools using it like the biome world generator will play a huge part in creating digital environments going into the future, so I will make more videos about it on the channel. Unreal's animation system is also getting a huge update. Motion matching is a new animation technology that uses a motion database to select the best frame and animations. This is different to traditional game animations, which have to use a complicated state machine. State machines are logic that is manually set up by the animator to pick what animation to use or blend two animations together. With motion matching, a lot of the hard work is done for us, and it can create seamless transitions for complex traversal. It can even predict the next location of the character to know what animation to transition into. And if you think an animation is wrong, there is a new gameplay animation debugger to see how the character works with different movements. Epic also revealed that the entirety of the LEGO Fortnite game was animated in Unreal Engine. Animation used to be created in separate programs like Maya or Blender, and then imported into Unreal. The problem is that your imported animation will look different in Unreal's lighting and environments, so you might have to create another animation. Over the past few years, Unreal has been getting a lot more animation tools. Now with LEGO Fortnite, Epic has proven that you can create an entire animation library for a game or a movie directly in Unreal. Not only can you create animations from scratch, last year Epic released MetaHuman Animator, which can create high-quality face animations from video using machine learning. The characters you see on screen are only using MetaHuman Animator. There's been no edits to the animation. This is the quality you get from Animator. Also, with machine learning and AI, developers can train complex cloth deformation. This means we get realistic physics for clothes in real time, with believable stretches and creases. But the biggest news of the night came with Fortnite. Last year, Epic released the Unreal Editor for Fortnite, or UEFN for short. It gave users the power of Unreal to create their own experiences inside of Fortnite with the same tools game developers use. This is part of Fortnite's transition from just a battle royale game to a platform that hosts different experiences and game genres. In line with this vision, in December, Epic released 3 new games that are a part of Fortnite. LEGO Fortnite, which is a building survival game with Legos very similar to Minecraft. Fortnite Festival, a rhythm game based off of Rock Band. In 2021, Epic Games acquired Harmonix, which is the company that makes Rock Band, to recreate it in Fortnite. And Rocket Racing, which is a racing game that uses the same cars and physics from Rocket League. These 3 games, and the success that they had, showed that Fortnite is more than just a battle royale, it is a creative platform. Epic also announced a partnership with Disney that will see Disney properties like Marvel and Star Wars have their own games in Fortnite. If you want to learn UEFN, I have a beginner tutorial that will teach you the essentials on my other channel, Fortnite Sensei. There I cover all the basics to get up and running in the Unreal Editor. UEFN is getting even more features previously not available to us, including first-person mode, something that the community has been really wanting. We have been limited to just third-person gameplay for a while. With first-person mode, more games are possible. Not only that, but the physics system has been drastically improved and is server-based. So the same physics interactions and animations will be seen by all the players. UEFN is also investing in realistic graphics that are not the traditional stylized graphics we have seen from Fortnite. This entire spaceship on screen right now is made in UEFN. Something with this amount of detail can be created with a small budget. And most importantly, for the first time, we get metahumans in Fortnite. This is Fortnite gameplay with a realistic human. It doesn't even look like Fortnite anymore. Creating a human character is simpler than ever. On the MetaHuman website, you can design your person, and then with just a few clicks, you can add them automatically into your world. This is not a limited version of metahumans. We still have access to all the same features that we have in UE5, including MetaHuman Animator. So it is really easy to create high-quality facial motion capture for our characters. Metahumans for Fortnite are also optimized, being only around 60 megabytes. Previously in UE5, they were around 1 gigabyte. Also added is UEFN's brand new cloth editor to help set up cloth physics for characters and metahumans. Epic showed off using a program called Marvelous Designer to create clothes. It is the most popular 3D fabric program. Marvelous Designer makes it really easy to export clothes from it and bring it into Unreal, ready to be edited in the cloth editor. Epic announced that every UEFN creator can now get Marvelous Designer free for a year to create clothes in Fortnite. So we can expect to see a lot more custom clothing for metahumans. Sadly, metahumans are limited to non-player characters. Hopefully in the future, we can replace the default Fortnite characters with metahumans or even custom characters that we import into UEFN. Epic continues to add new assets and tools to UEFN. Now a lot of the bricks, characters, and buildings from LEGO Fortnite can be used in UEFN. And in case you don't know, most of the Fortnite skins have been remade as LEGO people, which means players can still use their skin in a LEGO world. On top of LEGO, creators can now make obstacle tracks with Fall Guy assets to create courses like Wipeout, or can use the new Rocket League objects and cars from Rocket Racer to build their own racetracks. All of this means we have a wide range of art styles for our experiences. We can make anything from cartoony Legos all the way to realistic environments with humans in Fortnite. Verse is a programming language designed from the ground up for Unreal. It released with UEFN and is currently how we program in it. Verse is getting a massive update with the introduction of scene graphs, a new entity system to store logic. The goal of scene graph is to replace some of the logic that's currently handled by blueprints when it is released for UE5. Epic is so committed to improving UEFN that starting sometime in 2025, new Fortnite Battle Royale updates will be created entirely within UEFN. This means that Battle Royale, all the environments, logic, and gameplay elements can be recreated in the Unreal Editor. Unreal Engine is constantly evolving. Every week there is something new in the world of Unreal and computer graphics, which is why I made the Unreal Sensei newsletter to keep you always up to date with the latest Unreal news. There's a link to join in the description. Also, there's no better time to learn Unreal than now. Luckily for you, I have a free course here on YouTube that'll teach you how to create the environment you see on screen. Check it out in the description and subscribe for more UE5 content in the future.